What's going on? Hello, I'm Mr. Nosey, and the reason I'm called Mr. Nosey is because I am. Nosey, that is. Can't help it. Tried not to be, but I am. Always have been, always will be. If ever I see a keyhole in a door, an irresistible urge comes over me, and I have to peek through it. I always want to know what's going on. Take last week, for instance. There I was, walking along, not minding my own business, when I saw Mr. Happy, Mr. Small, and Mr. Busy. They were standing there, talking about something, and I wanted to know what that something was. So ever so quietly I tiptoed up behind them. I had just heard Mr. Happy say, "And it's the day after tomorrow," when they saw me. "Shh," said Mr. Small to the others. "Hello," said I. "What were you talking about?" They all looked at each other in a funny sort of way. "It's a secret," said Mr. Happy, and winked. "Definitely," said Mr. Small, and he winked. "Absolutely," said Mr. Busy, and he winked too. "Oh," I said, hopping from foot to foot, "I love secrets." "But if we told you, it wouldn't be a secret, would it?" said Mr. Small. My face fell. "Oh, all right," I said, and went off. But not very far. I hid behind a tree and watched them. There they were, talking and laughing with each other. What was it all about? A day after tomorrow secret. What could it be? I had to find out. The three of them went off together, still laughing and giggling. What was going on? As they walked up the street, they kept looking round to see if anyone was following them, and I had to keep dodging into shop doorways to make sure they didn't see me. And then they went into a shop. I crept up to the shop, and I bent down under the window. I was just about to peek into the window when, bump, I fell flat on my face. Well, actually, I fell flat on my nose, which hurt. "Ouch!" I said. It was Mr. Bump. He'd tripped over me. "Sorry," he said cheerfully. "Happens all the time." "What are you doing anyway?" Mr. Bump asked. "I was trying to see what Mr. Happy and Mr. Small and Mr. Busy were buying in the shop," I replied. "Oh," said Mr. Bump, "that's for the surprise." "What surprise?" I said eagerly. "Aha," he winked. "It's a secret." And off he went. What was going on? A day after tomorrow, secret surprise. I decided to go home to try and work it out. I passed a worm. "I don't suppose you have any idea what's going on?" I asked. The worm winked a knowing wink. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay awake looking at the moon. I couldn't stand it. Then I had an idea, a really good idea. The following morning I telephoned Mr. Happy at home. "Hello," I said in a squeaky little voice. "This is Mr. Small speaking." "No, it isn't," laughed Mr. Happy. "It's Mr. Nosey pretending to be Mr. Small speaking. What do you want?" "Tell me what's happening tomorrow," I said. "Please," I added. "I can't," replied Mr. Happy. "It's a secret, top secret," he added. Oh dear. My really good idea wasn't. What was going on? What was I to do? I waited until dark, and then I crept over to Mr. Happy's house. I could see them through the window, Mr. Happy and Mr. Small, and Mr. Busy, and Mr. Bump too, laughing and giggling. I crept closer, and closer, and closer still, and climbed onto a dustbin so that I could look in through the window. I couldn't quite see, so I pulled myself up to the window ledge. Clang! I fell into the dustbin. Ouch! Mr. Happy opened the window. "Oh," he said, "it's you." And he shut the window and drew the curtains, and I went home. All night long I lay in bed and wondered what the secret surprise could be. I didn't fall asleep until just before dawn. I was having a terrible dream about living in a country with no keyholes to look through, when I was awakened by a knocking noise. Knock, knock, knock. I sat up in bed. There it was again. Knock, knock, knock. It was someone at the door. I looked at my bedside clock. It was lunchtime. I jumped out of bed and went downstairs, and there they were. Mr. Happy, Mr. Small, Mr. Busy, and Mr. Bump. "Hello, Mr. Nosey," they all said. Mr. Happy was carrying a large box. "For you," he said. "What is it?" I asked. "Only one way to find out," grinned Mr. Small. What was going on? I opened the box. Inside was a beautiful cake. It was shaped like a keyhole, and it had icing on it and a candle. Then they all sang, "Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Mr. Nosey! Happy birthday to you!" So that was it. That was the secret surprise. It was my birthday, and I'd completely forgotten about it. I'd been so busy minding other people's business, I'd forgotten my own. Just then, Mr. Muddle came up the garden path. He looked at my birthday cake, and then he looked at me. "Happy Christmas," he said.